All right. Welcome to Sexy Freedom Media Podcast number 9. I am your host, Helen Edwards, author of Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. Okay, so I don't know if it just recorded this, but just said live. I'm still learning the whole podcast thing. It has been such an experience. I'm actually holding up my phone because I'm up in the mountains right now, cabin in Yavapai Mountains, Prescott, Arizona. Beautiful Prescott, Arizona. It's gorgeous outside right now. So, it's just time to get away. Got away for a few days and going to be returning back to the city today, and I'm looking forward to it because I feel definitely refreshed, renewed. Oh man. Let me just tell you guys what's been going on. Okay, so first of all, it's fucking cold out here. It's freezing. And being somebody from Arizona, you know, I don't do cold, I don't do snow. But last night it was snowing and it was pretty freaking cool. I actually really enjoyed it. I was dancing outside, I was hula hooping, I was playing my country music, and I was just feeling so good. I mean, it was a really awesome night last night. But let me explain what's going on, guys. As you know, my book launch is underway. I mean, it is down to the wire. It is coming to that time. So the last few months have been crazy. As you know, well, some of you who have been following my podcast know that there was a death in my family 4 months ago. My brother took his life the day after I launched my book trailer that I had been working 6 months on, and it was devastating to our family, and I was really upset. I was like, my brother stole my thunder. But you know, it's been a really difficult time for my family. Last week was my brother's 33rd birthday, and it's just even puts a knot in my throat talking about it. So there's that, and then there's the book. And a lot of people don't know, but the book's a memoir. It's based on my life, and it's taken me a long time to come to terms that that's what it is. It is a memoir, and it's been scary to tell people about it. I actually did a huge, bold move. Huge, big surprise to everybody that you guys will soon learn about. And it's just put so much fear and doubt in my heart, my mind. I feel like I was poisoned by stress and worry the last few weeks. Thankfully, I have the most amazing editor, Virginia. Thank you so much. You've been such an encouragement to me in getting this book done and getting it out. And the support of my friends. Danita, you have been, man, my friend Danita, you guys, she's amazing. My best friend Liz, man, she's been amazing. My friend Charette, my friend Jessica, my friend Chi, my friend Leah, like my family, they have been so supportive. Everybody knows what the book is mainly about, so it has been very difficult to realize that my life story is about to be out there. My everything, secrets and lies and truths, and it's all about to be out there, provided for the world, in hopes that maybe it can help others. I wrote the book for women, intended, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I had originally wrote the book for women out there to kind of enjoy, so hopefully it brings some enjoyment to you. There's other cabins around, so that's why there's a dog barking. Here, I'm going to readjust this because my hand is actually getting pretty tired here. So, this owl, you see the owl sitting here? Let me just turn it this way. Bada bang! Not so alone, am I? So, let me just get to the juicy, okay? So, I'm somebody who I'm a warrior. Like, I fight and I fight and I fight, and I am strong and I survive and, blah, blah, blah. And there's so many of us out there that are so guilty of this, where we tend to put on this persona, especially on Facebook and social media, Instagram, Twitter, like we are so strong. But guess what? We fall apart. We fall apart, and that is what happened to me. I fell apart last week. Something triggered me to just completely kaboom, implode from inside. And I lost it. I lost it at work, and I had a sales job, a really freaking good sales job, and I'm really good at sales, and I was working phones, and I just came to this point where I just broke down, and I needed to be away from the phones. I needed to be with nature. I needed to be out and about. I needed to live my life. And although the money was great and it's providing, support, financial support for my goals and my dreams, I wasn't 100% aligned with my job, because I realized I don't like to be inside 8 hours of my day. My ass was getting flatter sitting on my ass, and I was just like, it wasn't me. I'm not meant for the cubicle life. And I made a pact with myself, I will never return to the cubicle life. That may change though. You know me, you guys. I bounce back and forth. But for now, I'm going to do everything I can to refrain from that life again. And I'm going to try new things. One of those things that I needed to do was clear my mind. I needed to come to nature and not tell anybody and just go. I think I told one person, and I was like, I need to get away and explore myself again, find myself, be with myself, enjoy nature, breathe again, let it out, cry, laugh, smile, dance, hula hoop. And that's what I did. I've had an amazing time the last few days. It's been good. So, I also have spent a lot of time in deep thought with myself, and realize that I don't want to be this persona that I am so strong all the time. I want to be human, and human is experiencing everything. It's going through the emotions and coming out of it stronger and more loving and accepting of yourself and others. And that's what I've realized that I need to do for myself to be a better person in this life. Because, women, we are so guilty of this. We tend to try to trump each other, try to compare. We say we're not comparing, but we do. Women compare each other like a motherfucker. Like, we're so bad at it. And we're all about like giving all this great advice and telling each other, you could do it, and oh my God, be positive. But guess what? Like, sometimes while we're telling people that, we're falling apart inside. But we don't want anybody to know. We don't want anybody to see our weakness, because if somebody sees our weakness, then guess what? That makes us look bad. Or that's what we think. That's what we tell ourselves. And it's not fair. It's such a fucking lie. And you know what? Maybe it's not a lie. Maybe we are showing ourselves weak. But who cares? Like, this is your life. This is your one and only life. And I think that's one of the reasons why I came up here to the cabin, is I needed to really have a talk with myself and say, stop being so fucking strong, man. It's getting annoying. It's getting annoying because you're being fake. And I can tell when I'm being fake and when I'm being authentically strong. And I was being fake, not to impress others, but to show myself I'm strong, to show myself I'm a warrior, to show myself I can do this. And yes, I am a warrior, but I'm also weak at times, and you can't always be a warrior 100% of the time. Sometimes, oh, my face just got cut off. sometimes the healer within you has to take over and take care of the wounds that the warrior has gotten. And let me just give you a visual. So in my book, I wrote a chapter on my warrior, my demon, and my healer. And in that chapter, I express how when you're being strong and you're trying to make do with yourself and you're trying to be so, valuable in life, but you're going through hard times, right? Your warrior's up there fighting the front lines for yourself. But then you got to give your warrior a break, because the healer has to go in and take care of all the wounds that warrior received, being on the front lines, battling your demons, battling the world, the external world out in front of you. So that's something that I had to come to the mountains to do, is restore myself, allow my healer to swoop in and take care of me. I had to also spend some time in grief, and also spend some time acknowledging that, life is short. You need to spend more time with people you love, and not be so impatient in life. Chillax, chill out, unplug more, laugh, cry with people you love more. Don't wake up every day and do the first thing you do like you've been doing is get on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And actually, I still don't know how to Twitter that much, but I had kind of gotten consumed a little bit with it the last few months, just to kind of keep my head from thinking about the death of my brother. But I realized I kind of need to take a few more breaks, maybe days in between, and spend some time in meditation more, in yoga, and adorn myself more. I get in these cycles where I just, I'm a jeans and t-shirt tank top girl, and I love getting sexified, but I haven't been doing it as much, and I need to spend some time doing that, So I've realized, slow down, slow the freak down, man, and just sit, relax, think, smile more, breathe more, talk slower. Y'all know me, I talk really, really fast. Embrace the wisdom of the elders. Read books more. Man, I haven't read a book in a while because I've been working on my own book, but Barnes & Noble's used to be my Disneyland, and I need to go back and spend some time in my Disneyland, because I love the smell of new books. And that's the one thing I forgot coming out here to the cabin, is I forgot a book. It's kind of funny, because I was thinking, well, what do I do now? And I was like, well, chill out, sit, watch the nature, watch the trees, admire the trees. And I was looking at this tree last night, and I was thinking, trees are really cool. They have a spine, and if you look at them at nighttime and you can see the moon kind of highlighting from them, it looks like the lungs of the earth. I mean, it makes sense because they're giving off oxygen, but it's so cool. It's so freaking cool. Thank the plants for your life, because they are the ones giving you life, the oxygen. Plants. And thank the animals. They're giving you protein if you eat meat. I don't know, but if they're not, they're beautiful to look at and love on. So I'm realizing, give more thanks, for sure. Oh, gotta put it down. So, my message to everybody out there listening to this podcast is, when life is starting to get overwhelming for you and you find yourself screaming from within, feeling like your soul is rotting away, feeling like you're overwhelmed with life, feeling like nobody fucking understands you, stop whatever you're doing. Think about what you want to do, what you really want to do, and find a way to get there. And when you're starting to hear your self-doubt of, well, I don't have the money, I'm scared, I don't know about this, how am I going to handle this? Like, the first thing we do when we want to actually do something that we want to do, first thing we start thinking about is the things that are already going to stop us. Until you break. When you break open, God, relish in those moments. Because when you actually haven't had enough, when you're like a volcano and you're like, I'm going to explode, that's when you get shit done. And that's what happened to me. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get shit done. So next time that you're starting to feel anger and grief and sadness and worry and self-doubt, like, allow yourself to feel that, because that is really, it's the fire underneath you that's going to shoot you forward to your goals. And it's that really says to all the self-doubt, F you, I'm moving past you. Like the self-doubt of like, well, what about the bills? What about the money? Money, man. Money can destroy so much for us if we let it. Like, not money, the actual money, but like the worry and the self-doubt of not having enough of money, or not having enough of anything. That idea, that lack of, is really what's keeping you held down from doing what you want to do. And that is what had been squeezing me so harshly inside, is feeling like I'm not going to have enough money to publish my book or have my book launch, or not the lack of having the courage to publish my book, or the courage to live my dreams, or travel to where I want to go. And I had to tell myself, like, fuck you, self. We're doing it whether you like it or not, because this is what we really want to do. And stop lying to yourself and telling yourself excuses of why you can't anymore. There's this quote I saw called, "Clear your mind if I can't." And it's perfectly and simply said, clear your mind if I can't. And just try. Everybody's like, oh, don't try, do. The same fucking thing. You know what? Try. Because that's what I've been doing. Everything I've been doing the last 30-something years of my life has just been trying. Whatever. Doing, trying. It's just action. Life is a verb. Create that action in your life and just go for it. And there's this thing that I realized is, I look back in my life and I seen cycles. And if I've already been there, then why should I fear going there again? I already know I'm going to be okay. Life is about survival, man. It's about making it. And while you're on the journey, you're going to see a lot of shit that you don't want to see. You're going to feel a lot of things you don't want to feel. And that's when you really need to look at everybody that you created this circle of love with and enjoy those people. Because one day they're here and one day they're gone. And nobody knows. Nobody freaking knows. That's the worst part about it. This could be my last podcast. I don't even know. My rant is, for people out there, clear your mind. Don't tell nobody you're going to do it. Just go do it. And it doesn't mean you got to go to a cabin like I did. It doesn't mean you have to go drive super far away. It can mean just taking yourself out for the night into a place where it's peaceful and not letting the world know about it. Spending time with yourself. Figuring out what you want for your life. Because people tend to place these invisible attachments of other people's opinions and what other people think is best for your life. And yeah, I appreciate all the people that have given me their advice, but it is time to release the beast. No, I'm just kidding. Well, actually I'm not, but okay, see, I lost my train of thought. I tend to do this shit. But it's not easy. Like, okay, let's use me for example, all right? Never wanted to write a memoir. I wrote a memoir. Never knew how to start a podcast. I started a podcast. Like, it's not perfect like a lot of podcasts out there, but if I sit there and I compare, it can bring me down. But if I'm researching on Google, which I do a lot, and I'm like, how can I do this better? What can I do? What one step can I get closer to making my podcast better? You know, then there's learning how to be better, and then there's comparing. And you want to choose, learning, because learning is going to get you to where you want to be. And one thing that I also realized the last few months is I stopped enjoying the journey. I stopped enjoying the process. So I realized I need to enjoy the process more. And I used to laugh at myself a lot more when I was making mistakes and fucking up my shit all the time. I used to laugh because it was funny, because I was trying new things I didn't know how to do, but I was having fun doing it because I was like, so what, I'm gonna do it. And then somewhere along the lines it became so obsessive, and I started comparing, and I stopped having fun. And this is something that I realized while I was up here at the cabin, that I need to have more fun. And I need to laugh more. More. And I just want to take a minute here before I wrap this up to tell all the women out there and men, you know what? If you're going through a really rough time in your life right now, and you're trying to be strong, and you're trying to be, this person that you kind of want to release for a little bit. Being weak sometimes is being strong. It's going to that place and learning and being humble with yourself. And I invite you to take a minute to do that, because that's strength right there. Is accepting and loving all parts of you and all emotions and everything you're going through. Okay? I believe that. I believe that there's so much you can learn from that place of darkness if you just allow yourself to learn from it. Okay? I need to put this down. And I want to give a special shout out to my mom. It was her birthday yesterday. She's an amazing woman. And for everything that she's been through, she is still trucking away, she's still working on her property. She's still riding her motorcycle with her motorcycle group. And man, that woman, she's just such a freaking amazing woman to be my mom. Like, wow, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I learned so much from her. So give your mom a hug today. Love on your mom. Give her thanks, because without her, you wouldn't be here. Who knows what they had to do or go through at our age or even a younger age. There's a lot that people go through, and we try to blame people for upbringings. But once you're an adult, like, you get to make that choice of who you want to be now. Like, take the responsibility for who you are and what you're doing, and create your life. Make your life. Fuck the obstacles. Get through them. See your weakness. Go through it. Take some time, spend with yourself, breathe through it, and be humble. Be humble about your life, because there's babies that aren't going to make it to this world. There are kids that aren't going to make it to 10 years old. There's teenagers that aren't going to make it to adult life, and there's adults who aren't going to make it to their 30s, and there's our age that's not going to make it to our 60s. So enjoy as much as you can, and be thankful, be humble, be a beast, be weak. Don't be afraid to show your authentic side. Give yourself a pat on the back. Laugh more, love more. Be okay to make mistakes, because your friends will love you through those mistakes. Your family will love you through those mistakes. And don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to express your mind. Get it out so it doesn't eat you from within. And that's the message for today, is clear your mind of I can't. And if you've lost yourself, find yourself again. It's so worth it. Even if you keep losing yourself over and over, keep finding yourself over and over. It's so much fun. I'm not even kidding. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Sexy Freedom Media, number 9. Thank you. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy the following up to the holidays of Christmas. And listen in, subscribe, and leave your comment. Spread the love, share. All right. Have a good one. I'm going to stop it now.